Now your brother, it's funny, he had a big assignment this past weekend with DONAIRE. You know, they came out. How'd you feel about that fight?
I thought it was going to be a longer fight. I know Miguel is a strong fighter, very good fighter. I've known him, I've seen him a couple times in fights, and I was expecting a tougher fight. I know DONAIRE, I know he's an excellent fighter. He was probably the most talented fighter Montiel had ever faced. But I was expecting a tougher fight just because I know Montiel is a tough fighter, and he showed that he still got up. You know, he was in great shape. That's why he got up. He was in great shape. He was knocked out, but he was in such a good shape that he was able to get up. You know, his body responded to getting up from that punch. Montiel, you know, he tried, he got up, but you know, DONAIRE was just too much for him. You know, too strong, too quick, very accurate with his punches, and you know, DONAIRE was the better fighter.
So the main question I had to ask you with that: do you ever see your brother training you? If your father wasn't able to train you?
Yeah.
Is that something that you'd like to do?
Well, we've worked before also. It's just been a year that we moved over to Moreno Valley, and we kind of not train with my brother anymore, except for the days that he goes with me over to Riverside. But you know, if my dad later, you know, a year or two, whatever, he decides to fully retire, because he's just training me now. He doesn't deal with anybody else. So if he decides to really fully retire, like in a year or two, then I would train with my brother. I know my brother has the same techniques that my dad passed on to him. So it's something that I could definitely, you know, stay with my brother. I wouldn't move with anybody else. I'd stay with my brother.
Now, this is something I've heard you say before. I've heard you say that you're ready for Juanma and Gamboa. Do you really believe that?
I do. You know, I got a good record. I'm ranked well under the organizations. I'm Gamboa's mandatory challenger. You know, if he's fighting the main event the same night I'm fighting, you know, maybe I could land a shot with him in my next fight if everything goes well. March 26th for both of us. Another possibility would be Juanma LOPEZ. You know, he's out there. He's a great champion. You know, not disrespecting any of the champions. They're the champions for a reason. You know, they beat everybody else. But I think I deserve that title shot. You know, doing what I've already done. If we win this next fight, you know, we should be able to challenge for that world title with either of the champions.
No, that's the ultimate goal, to be a champion at this division.
Everybody's goal in boxing should be to be a world champion. You know, I want to be a world champion in my featherweight division, prove that I'm capable of being a world champion in a loaded division with great talent. That's bigger to me than maybe moving up to 130, where the champions aren't as notable. Not that they're not good champions, you know, they're great champions also. Every champion deserves, you know, recognition, but some of them are not as notable. And to be champion in a division where the champions are big names, you know, that means a lot more to me.